Matt Damon once referred to Ben Affleck as his hetero life mate.
You were smitten with him immediately?
I realized that I loved him.
In 2010, Affleck's then-wife Jennifer Garner joked about Affleck being part of one of the greatest love stories ever told. Just not with her, but with his best friend Damon. Fast forward to 2020. Ben Affleck is now a divorced dad of 3, a recovering alcoholic who is opening up about his demons.
And I had been through so much stuff, so many ups and downs and humiliations and highs and lows and
The only thing that remains a constant in his life is his relationship with Damon. Or is it?
So this is the point in the interview where normally you'll get asked about working with Ben Affleck. That's kind of compulsory.
That's fine.
Wasn't their friendship compromised by Affleck's divorce? Did Damon and his wife take sides in Affleck's drama? Let's see if there ever was a moment when two best friends and business partners, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, doubted each other.
How about a Bourne Batman showdown?
I wouldn't want to.
Batman's too smart for that. He doesn't want to with Jason Bourne.
Oh, by the way, do you see that subscribe button? Don't forget to click it. The Rumour Juice team will keep you updated on all things showbiz related. And now, on to what goes inside what is now known as Hollywood's most admirable and genuine friendship, most long-lasting bromance. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They met through their mothers when Ben was 8 and Matt was 10. Their families lived a couple of blocks away from each other in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The two boys spent a lot of time together as kids and went to the same high school. In an interview with Conan O'Brien, Damon recalled a significant episode from his school life when he knew he could rely on Affleck as his trusted friend. That day, Damon almost got into a fight with a bigger kid.
And it was right then that little 5'2" Ben Affleck tackled this dude off of me, like out of nowhere. I was like a junior and he was like a freshman. And he tackled this kid off of me, and literally at the risk of his own life.
I remember that was a big moment, Damon said. Like, this guy will put himself in a really bad spot for me. This is a good friend. Years later, Ben Affleck returned the sentiment, albeit in a more adult and arguably more questionable manner. In 1998, he spoke about his best friend with Oprah Winfrey. Affleck revealed that People magazine asked him to contribute to their profile on Matt Damon, and then they refused to print his quote. So what did Affleck say? Here we go. Ben Affleck said that if he woke up in a hotel room with a dead prostitute, Matt Damon would be the first person he'd call. On Oprah, Affleck explained that it was a reference to Godfather, where a character was set up as a murderer in a similar way.
It was a reference. It hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened.
But if it did happen to me, I would call Matt. That's friendship.
By the way, it was Matt Damon who encouraged Affleck to view acting as his profession. Although a family friend was a casting director and helped the young Ben make his first steps within the industry, Affleck felt pretty uninspired. None of the other kids understood what he did or what the craft entailed. Acting was a solo activity, where I just go off and do something, act in a little TV show or something, and no one understood it. None of the other kids knew what it was I did, how it worked or anything, Affleck shared in 2007. All of a sudden I had this friend Matt, and he gets it and wants to do it, and thinks it's interesting and wants to talk about it. The pair further bonded over their love for the same thing, acting and filmmaking. I think we fed on each other's obsession during really formative, important years, and that bonded us for life, Damon told ET Online. Of course, the pair famously shot up the career ladder with their 1997 movie Good Will Hunting, which the two co-wrote and both starred in. The movie went on to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. That was after Affleck and Damon supported each other, as they assured their parents to let them pursue careers in filmmaking. And after the two friends were struggling while trying to achieve any success in acting.
Matt and I worked at this construction site, and we did demo, and we were kind of the low man on the totem pole. And I remember one time going by this guy, and me and Matt had the job, and I was like, oh man, this is brutal. I'm tired. I was complaining. Guy walks by and he goes, that's why you should have gone to college.
Not only were Affleck and Damon roommates, they also had a shared budget. If one kid had enough for a candy bar, then the candy bar was bought and split in half. That's just the way it's been, Matt Damon told CNN in 2011. The two would make some money from doing local commercials. The guys would use the extra money from their joint bank account to use on trips to New York to audition. As Affleck told Playboy in 1999, they used to rent a house on the beach in Venice. 800 people came and stayed with us and got drunk, Affleck recalled. Then we ran out of money and had to get an apartment. Everything was exciting. We'd get thrown out of some places or we'd have to upgrade or downgrade, depending on who had money. Thanks to the success of Good Will Hunting, the two friends became business partners and have established 2 production companies. It then makes sense that the two friends have had each other's back and guided each other through some tough moments. Ben Affleck has been involved in several pretty high-profile relationships. First, he dated fellow actress Gwyneth Paltrow. Despite their breakup, the two were on friendly terms. Next came Affleck's romance with actress and singer Jennifer Lopez. The couple became engaged and were on the verge of marriage, but the wedding was postponed and eventually called off due to excessive media attention. According to Matt Damon, his friend's life and career suffered greatly because of extensive public coverage. All of this led to people getting annoyed with Affleck. Matt said his best friend confided in him and complained that people would buy magazines with Ben Affleck's name on them, but not movie tickets with Ben Affleck as an actor. Ben even compared his situation to being in jail. Damon admitted it pained him to see his friend struggle because of this. Affleck's relationship with Lopez portrayed him as a talentless meathead. It was painful to be his friend, because it wasn't fair, you know, Damon lamented. But he went on to praise Ben for emerging from this situation, head held high. And through his work, he climbed from the bottom of the mountain all the way back up to the top, and past where either of us had ever been.
And those lips.
Affleck's wounds seemingly healed when he met and started dating actress Jennifer Garner in mid-2004. They co-starred in Pearl Harbor and Daredevil, and were married in 2005. Meanwhile, Damon's personal life wasn't as tumultuous. He did date actresses Minnie Driver and Winona Ryder. There was a minor public uproar when Driver first learned of their breakup, when Damon revealed in an interview with Oprah that he was single. Damon, however, remains friends with Ryder. Matt couldn't be a greater, nicer guy. I'm really lucky that I'm on good terms with him, Ryder said in 2009. Then in 2005, Damon met his wife Lucy. She was bartending at a bar Damon reluctantly went to with some crew members he worked with on the set of Stuck on You. On Ellen, Damon recounted first laying eyes on his wife-to-be. She just stood out to him from across a crowded room. Lucy's account of their first meeting is a little bit more grounded. The crowd got slightly aggressive while asking Damon to sign autographs. That is why the actor decided to hide behind the bar. He came and hid behind my bar, wanting to just hang out back there and have a drink. He says, "Oh, I saw you and I really wanted to talk to you." But she was quick to admit they indeed had an instant connection and felt at ease with each other. Damon then helped Lucy make drinks for the crowd. Sparks flew, as they say in romance novels. The pair were married in 2005. Matt has adopted Lucy's firstborn daughter from her previous relationship. He and his wife went on to have 3 more girls. Matt says he got really lucky when he fell in love with a woman whose job in life wasn't as public as his. "I fell in love with a civilian, not an actress and not a famous actress at that. Because then the attention doesn't double, it grows exponentially. Because then suddenly everybody wants to be in your bedroom," Damon remarked bitterly. For a period of time, the Damons were neighbors with the Afflecks, as the two families lived on the same street in California.
He's the kind of friend that you have that's always like, "Come to my house."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think he's been to my house.
The entire gang of friends, including Ben's younger brother Casey, used to go skiing together. Affleck's life, however, was affected by his personal struggles. Having grown up in an environment where his closest relatives were struggling with alcohol and drug addiction, he became prone to these vices as well. Affleck admitted that his drinking problem grew as his marriage was falling apart. The drinking led to even more marital problems.
I started to drink more and more and more, and it was really hard for me to accept that that meant I was an alcoholic. I was like, I can just go back. I was fine before.
Ben and Jennifer announced their split in 2015. The divorce was finalized in 2018.
What was the hardest thing for you to be honest with yourself about?
That I was gonna get divorced. That I never thought I was gonna get divorced. I didn't want to get divorced. I didn't want to be a divorced person. I really didn't want to be a split family with my children.
"The biggest regret in my life is this divorce," Affleck said in a recent interview. "Shame is really toxic. There's no positive byproduct of shame. It's just stewing in a toxic, hideous feeling of low self-worth and self-loathing." It was painful, Affleck says, even taking into account that he and Jennifer eventually worked out what's best for them and their 3 kids. Now, however, Affleck is all about recovery. "I've certainly made mistakes. I've certainly done things that I regret. But you gotta pick yourself up, learn from it, learn some more, try to move on." As Ben Affleck was going through a painful process of divorce, his best pal Matt Damon was photographed as he was leaving a therapist's office accompanied by his wife. Were the Damon spouses facing their own marital issues as Affleck was separating from Jennifer? No, they weren't. Still, Damon's need to see a therapist was inspired by a sad development. Matt's father was diagnosed with cancer, and the actor needed professional help to cope with the imminent loss. His spouse was by his side to support him through these trying times, and that's it. On his part, Damon found the strength and courage to be at Affleck's side. Ben would later tell Entertainment Tonight, "I can't tell you how valuable it is to have someone who's been through things with you, ups and downs, who knows what your life experience is like, who can identify with that." It's good to see that Affleck is trying to get his life together. With the help of Damon, he's on his way to sobriety, despite his recently heavily documented drunken slip-up. He's an amazing dad to his 3 kids. He is in a new relationship with actress Ana de Armas, and the duo of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon will strike again as co-writers and co-stars in their latest project, titled The Last Duel. In March 2020, Affleck joked that him becoming an actor inspired Matt Damon to do the same. It made Matt Damon so incredibly jealous, Affleck said, it drove him into a career in cinema, so I really take credit for that.
And I remember I got to be friends with Matt, and he was like, "You have an agent? I want an agent."
So have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon faced any life challenges not together, but because of each other?
And after decades and decades of friendship, I want to thank my ultimate man of the decade.
We wouldn't have, thank you. I'm touched.
I wasn't talking to you.
Nah, we don't think so. Has their friendship inspired you in any way? Tell us your bestie story in the comments section below.